bruh, bruh, bruh. Once more unto the breach, my friends. Yes, we're here for the final Steam Summer Sale Guide video, this time for the games under $1. So let's take a look and find out just how much game can you get for less than $1. Turns out quite a bit. First up, we have 8-Bit Boy. 8-Bit Boy is a loving loving little tribute to classic 8-bit platformers. You see him change from red to green. Wonder what that's referencing. Yeah, certainly. It is a lot like the games came before it in some ways, and in other ways, not at all, and very much its own thing. But it's altogether pretty fun and a lot more than you'd expect to get for a single buckaroony doony. It is 90 cents in the store right now. Next, Alien Shooter. This is a beloved cult classic of a game. Goes all the way back. Yeah, Sigma, I believe, is the same, like, I think they're related to Team 17, who made the Alien Breed trilogy. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. Anyway, but this game goes way back to the old, Windows games, DOS games. I don't know if it was in DOS. I think it was, your Windows 95s you had to have to play this mamma jamma. But yeah, it is just constant shooting of aliens and blood and guts everywhere. Extremely violent, very fun. I also love how the top half of your body swivels but the bottom doesn't. Anyway, Alien Shooter is a true classic. It is 99 cents. There's a whole bunch of them. You can get the Alien Shooter pack that has Alien Shooter 2 Reloaded, Alien Shooter Revisited, because I think 2 was made after 1, like right after, and then Reloaded was years later, or Revisited was years later, and yeah. Anyway, regardless, and then Zombie Shooter. So it's a whole series of shooty shoots that you can get for pretty cheap. Ancient Guardians, the Dragon. This game feels very much like a budget title, but the premise of it is really cool because you get to play as the dragon and then you go around and burninate the peasants. It's a lot of fun, and you unlock different types of dragons and do all kinds of different types of damage. There's a surprising amount to this game, but it does have, I will warn you up front, it does feel like almost beta-ish in the way that it looks and feels, but it's still a lot of fun. I certainly enjoy it, and it is 49 cents. Yeah. Barro GT. There are a million Barro games you can look. I did a video running down all the Barro games, and I concluded that Barro GT is the best. These are racing games. Yeah, show me the gameplay. Give me the gameplay. I want gameplay. Hit play on the gameplay. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, the Barro GT gives you the most tracks, the most cars, gives you the speed booster, gives you what else? Multiplayer, I believe, in this version. Anyway, yeah, a lot of things. Very fun, this game. Very, very fun, and a lot more racer than you would think that you would get for under $1. Yeah. So Barro GT is 49 cents. So are all the other Barro games right now. They all get really cheap. They're always cheap, but they're exceptionally cheap right now. Beep is free. Yeah, that's right. I'm putting some free games out there because this one okay, this is a puzzle platformer. You play as a little robot and you're trying to collect all the bits and bobs, and you have this sort of gravity gun grapply thingy that you use to manipulate all of the various elements of this world. And this one also feels a little beta-ish. uh it definitely feels like super indie, but man, it's a lot of fun. It really is. And for a game that used to be like 99 cents and now is free, yeah, totally recommend it. You don't even need to buy it. Just get it, and then you'll have it, and then you can play it. Um Beyond Divinity, some people like, okay, the Divinity series has been around since forever. There's the latest iteration, which is I think Divine Divinity 2 Original Sin, something like that, is very recent. This game goes back to like the Baldur's Gate days. It's not as good as Baldur's Gate, which is why it doesn't cost as much as Baldur's Gate, but it will give you a reasonably decent isometric RPG experience for not very much money. So, yeah, that's what I like about it. The cheapness. It's 89 cents right now, and that's the right price for this game. This one I tend to love more than a lot of people. I don't know why more people don't love it. Boneless Zombie. You're a guy who gets turned into a zombie with no bones, and then you got to make your way through this level. And yeah, it is. It's some hard physics based platforming because like you're not always completely in control of what your body is doing, um as you can see, but it's fun and funny, and when you die it's usually hilarious. So you got that going for you, and it's 99 cents. I really like this game. I want to see it get more love. Braveland for under $1. Yeah, Braveland is a great emphasis on the great, very cute though, um strategy RPG. And yeah, you see there all the characters are kind of cutie cute. Uh but like, yeah, you move from place to place, and then you enter these battle scenes, and then those battle scenes play out in turn-based tactical strategy, and you got to be really smart about how you play those things, otherwise your dudes is gonna die. And as you go, you get more people to join your cause, and you upgrade and level up, and it's a whole lot of fun. There is also a Spaceland. There's also a Braveland Pirates and a Braveland Wizard. You can get the whole trilogy for $5.99. Um, and it's quite a bit of fun. I really really enjoy this series. Is very polished, very good, and for 99 cents, this is literally the best. Uh, yeah, this is the best tactical RPG that you could ever hope to get at that price point. It's crazy that it's that cheap. Now, Breath of Death 7 is actually two games. Breath of Death 7 is it comes with Breath of Death 7, which is a hilarious and awesome RPG. And the funny thing about these RPGs, Breath of Death 7 and then its sister game, which is Cthulhu Saves the World. That's the other game. They come from Zeboyd Games, makers of Cosmic Star Heroine, makers of everything they make is good. And these games, you can normally buy both of them for like super cheap. Now you can get both Cthulhu Saves the World and Breath of Death 7. They always come in a 2-pack for 59 cents. And this is, I kid you not, it is a loving amazing send up to classic RPGs, all of your like early Final Fantasies, your what's the one that I'm thinking of? Dungeon Warrior, Dragon Warrior. That's the one, Dungeon Warrior, Dragon Warrior. Those games, the early Dragon Warrior games on the NES, like it plays very similar to those. But this is no RPG Maker game. This is like they made their own engine and made it work. And it's hilarious and awesome what they've done. You can tell these are guys who have played these type of games a whole bunch. And I can't recommend these enough. You get 2 games. Cthulhu Saves the World. I wish there was a link to Cthulhu Saves the World. How dare you? Yeah, sorry, somebody gave it a thumbs down. Obey the Fist, I am normally all about everything that he says about everything, but yeah, not on this one. Where's Cthulhu Saves the World? There's Cthulhu Saves the World. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Cthulhu against his will is forced to save the world even though he hates the world and wants to destroy it. uh Hilarious storyline, really it's a fun RPG and a funny RPG. I just can't say enough good things about it because I love it. And yeah, you can get 2 really funny RPGs for 59 cents. Carnal is a boomer shooter. Boomer shooters are everything right now, right? Well, this one is a boomer shooter that people done slept on, and it is very violent and very fun and very like it's a really good game. Um, for what you're paying for it, like yeah, it's really fun. I've had a lot of fun with it, and it presents a reasonable challenge as well. So, Carnal, you get that for 49 cents. Okay. Caveblazers. I still can't believe every time this goes on sale for under $1. This game is very much like Spelunky, and it's got a lot of character, a lot of heart. It's an action roguelike, and it's super fun, and I love playing it. And I've had so much fun with it, but um, it gets no love from anybody, like none. And it drives me crazy because Spelunky, okay, I will admit, Spelunky is a better game than this, but not by that much. Like, they are comparable. Um, and so, like, the idea that Spelunky gets so much love and then nobody's heard of this game is crazy to me. It's 79 cents, and just get it. If you like roguelikes, if you like action roguelikes, just get it. Trust me. Um, Cecconoid or the Cecconoid. Anyway, I think it's Cecconoid. This is one of those black, white, and red games. It's an old school shooter. It is fiendishly difficult. Um, but it's yeah, it's an old school shooter. You gotta make your way through these levels, taking out the baddies, keeping yourself alive. And although it's quite hard, it's also really fun. It's a fun little shoot 'em up for 79 cents. uh Chimpology. I have sold one person on this game in all of my time of doing this, and I'm glad that anyone listened to me about this. In this one, it's the olden days of the internet, and people are trying to download pictures, and you are a monkey with a keyboard that has a 1 and a 0, and you are literally putting in the binary to send the pictures over the internet. And as you correctly type the 1s and 0s, the picture will appear. And It's a very simple concept. It sounds really dumb, but it's actually like surprisingly fun and more addictive than you'd think. So yeah. And you get paid in bananas. So yeah, there you go. It's a really fun game, and it's 77 cents. Yeah, I will probably only ever convince that one person to buy this game, but the one person who bought it loved it. So yeah. Uh, Dave, 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 Dave. This is a super difficult platformer, speed runner type game. Very much like your Super Meat Boys, your Celestises, but it's got, Atari 2600 style graphics. It is fiendishly hard. But some people really look for the fiendishly hard games, and yeah, this really hard, but it's free to play. You can play it for free. So even if you're like, I don't know if I can play it, you might not be able to. Who knows? I'm not that great at it, but for free? Anyway, Defendor. Defendor is a simple concept. You are defending this. You are defending this like city in the center, and you got to kill all the things that are coming to destroy it. Very much like Atlantis on the Atari 2600. And then, as you defend better and better, you upgrade your ship and whatnot. But then also, the more crazy enemies will come, and the more it takes to defend. And so, yeah, the whole thing scales accordingly. It gets really frantic as time goes on, but it's a fun little game, and it's 49 cents. Defunct is a really, really beautiful looking racing game. And here's the fun thing about it. So you're this one-wheeled robot, and basically what you do is you've got a little magnet that pulls you toward the ground, and on the downhill slopes you hit that magnet and you will pick up speed, and then you release it on the uphill parts, and that'll help you just fly through the levels. It is a bit difficult to learn how to do it and do it well, and how to like flip and jump and roll and like do all the cool moves and whatnot. And it's also collectathon. There's all these things for you to collect. So as you're making your way through the levels, like, you got to be mindful of, number one, whether or not you're gonna make it, uh and number two, whether or not you are picking up all the pick 'em ups in order to get the highest possible score. Anyway, uh, Defunct is 99 cents. So yeah. Desert of the Dead, it's kind of short, and kind of janky as game, but I really like it. I really like it a lot. So it's a shooter, and everybody's trying to kill you all the time. Uh and you just go from place to place, from level to level, and different people trying to kill you. And then you got to not die but also kill them. And the one complaint that you'll consistently see about this game is that it's really short. Yeah, but so are Atari games, like, that's what this is trying to be. And I'm not averse to a game if it's short but also good. Fine, cool. Do your short thing, Short King. Anyway, Desert of the Dead is 49 cents, and I enjoy it. I know what other people have said, but I enjoy it. Oh, dang. I was hoping I would remember. The Desolate Hope, It's made by Scott Cawthon, uh, who, like, I'm trying to remember the other game that he made that's like a total cult classic from back in the day. FNAF. That's right. That's the other game that he made. This one, yeah, my child yelled it because, yeah, how could I forget? Anyway, it's a weird game. You're like this little robot and you're trying to like tend to the needs of these other robots, all of whom are crazy bananas. Yeah, it is a strange experience, but you know, it it is itself a cult classic that people really love, and it's free to play as well, the Desolate Hope. So yeah, if you're looking for a really interesting strange experience, that is what this is. Deus Ex, this is one of the greatest games ever made. That, yeah, that end of sentence. It's just one of the greatest games ever made. You are this enhanced human. I wish even the pictures were bigger. You're this enhanced human, uh, kind of cyborgish, and you get involved with all these different groups. There's the government, there's the Yakuza, there's like all these different groups that you get involved in, and everybody wants things from you and wants you to assassinate people. And it's most of the time very first person shooty slash stealth, but you can really choose how you want to play the game, and your choices really matter. And in the end, you decide the fate of the entire world. So yeah, it's incredible. There is nothing in the world like this game. All of its sequels are disappointments in comparison. But yeah, the first Deus Ex game, there's nothing like it. It is 97 cents. It is like Half-Life in terms of importance in the world of gaming. I kid you not. If you've never heard of it, if you've never played it, it's time. Get off your duff and play some Deus Ex. It's very important and it holds up. It's not one of those old games where, old people like me are like, you really should play it. Uh yeah, it holds up still. Devious Dungeon. I've showed you Devious Dungeon 2. Devious Dungeon 1 is hack and slashy dungeon crawly roguelike, or roguelite. But this one only has one playable character. Devious Dungeon 2 has 3 or 4. But yeah, featuring 5 worlds. Yeah, you get to upgrade and do this progression and whatnot. I didn't realize because I've played through like 3, maybe 4 levels of the game. I didn't realize how close I was to the end. But it's 99 cents, and it's a very satisfying feeling game. Like it, the way that it feels when you hit an enemy, the way that it feels when you pick up a coin, it's all right, and I like that. Die Already. Yeah. Die Already is a top-down shooter, very much like the other top-down shooters I've featured. It is exceptionally violent, and you just going around and shooting everything that's not nailed down, basically. And yeah, it has a fair level of difficulty and is just nonstop action pretty much. It's 49 cents and a really fun top-down shooter. Diggerman. Diggerman feels like it was a mobile game at first, which I don't mind a mobile game becoming a Steam game. Some people really don't like that. But yeah, you have two choices. You can dig left or you can dig right. and there are consequences to each of those actions. And then you try and dig down as far as you can possibly go. So it's elements of Boulder Dash in here, but it's got a whole bunch of other wrinkles to the game. So yeah, if you're looking for a Boulder Dashy experience, this is a really good one, and it's 84 cents, and I really like it. Ding Dong XL. The people who made this one, Atom Vision, like they make a lot of these type of games, which are like very simple concept, but like it, you'll think that it's really easy, and it is at first. Basically, what you're doing is you're just going back and forth, and going back and forth scores you points. And the more you go back and forth, the more points you score. And you got to try and avoid hitting things, and also try to pick up the pick me ups and whatnot. Super simple concept. But yeah, there's a lot more to it than you would think. That's how it is with all the Atom Vision Studio games. It is 49 cents. The Score Chaser bundle, I don't know how much it is, but it's reasonably priced, and it's all the Atom Vision games like this, and they're all very cool and very fun, but very simple ideas. Downwell. Downwell is another one of these like simple idea but executed perfectly. So black and white and red, so super high contrast. But you have gun boots, and you're just making your way down this well and shooting all the baddies and trying not to die. And that's easier said than done. And every now and again you'll find like a shopkeeper or something. uh but yeah, and then you'll have to jump right back into the shooty shoot with your gun boots, and try not to die. And it's really hard not to die. 98 cents for the Downwell. It's an indie game classic. Dungeon Siege and Dungeon Siege 2, these are games that came out after Diablo and were like, let's out Diablo. They didn't out Diablo, but they did establish themselves as a really interesting and fun series made by Gas Powered Games, published by Square Enix, and Microsoft is involved somehow. I don't remember how. Uh, but it's 97 cents. You can get a bundle that has Dungeon Siege 1, 2, and 3, and then the DLC for 3. I haven't played 3 yet. I have it, but I haven't played it. 1 and 2 are stone cold classics. They are some of the very best, wannabe Diablo type games. Actually, they go like Dungeon Siege 2 goes a bit beyond what Diablo was doing. It's fairly long, if I remember correctly. I beat Dungeon Siege earlier this year, the first game, and it was really fun to go back. Um, Fishing Adventure. Fishing Adventure is exactly what it sounds like. It's a fishing game, and it is quite possibly the best 49 cents I've ever spent on a game, because I have put so much time into this. There are all kinds of different areas that you can unlock and upgrade. You can upgrade your pole, your bait, your lures, your hooks, your line, your bobbers, your like every aspect you can unlock. And you get every time you catch a fish, you can cash it in for XP or cash it in for money, and depending on what you're trying to do, level up your character or upgrade your equipment, tells you what you should do with the fish that you're catching. Yeah, it's really fun. At least I like it. My wife likes it. We like fishing, and so it's a natural fit. But Yeah, this game is 69 cents. Yeah, bro. 69 cents. Anyway, Ghost Maze. I like this game. Some people were not all about it, but I myself enjoyed it. This is Pac-Man, but with a shotgun. Imagine if Pac-Man had a shotgun. That's what this game is. It's fairly difficult, actually. You wouldn't think it'd be that hard if you just gave Pac-Man a shotgun, but it, yeah, there's a lot to it. Anyway, I really enjoy this game, and it is 49 cents. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. Uh, I need more people to buy this game. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I love this game because it plays like Galaxian or Galaga, but it's got this crazy sense of humor, and your character does not believe in himself, and every now and again, like, a giant robot head will show up and turn everything into cake, or these twins will show up and they'll start making fun of you and they'll make you complete arbitrary missions. And yeah, there's a ton of really crazy guns and power ups that you can get. It's basically Galaxian, but with a way crazier gameplay and way crazier mechanics. It's not just the same shooter again and again and again. It's a ton of different stuff, and it constantly keeps you on your toes, and it's really fun, and it's 79 cents. Ha, 79. Oh, 79. Anyway, 79 cents. I'm getting a little slap happy toward the end of this. I don't know if you can tell. Grab Lab. Grab Lab is a really interesting game. Might have been a mobile game at some point. Who knows? Who cares, honestly? Because the thing about this is that Grab Lab is exactly what it sounds like. You play as a nerdy nerd scientist with a grappling hook. And then there are a ton of other characters for you to unlock, and every level you're trying to complete it as best as you can. There's a ton of different gameplay mechanics that get introduced over time. Very puzzly, very fun and interesting. And I feel like nobody knows about this game. Yeah, 13 reviews, and one of them is me. Anyway, 84 cents for a really fun, grapply puzzle game. Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Do I need to explain? You're Gordon Freeman, and you're doing Gordon Freeman things. Yeah. It's 99 cents, and it's Half-Life, and it's one of the greatest games ever made. And same with Half-Life 2. It's even more Gordon Freeman, and so much so that, like, um yeah, people love this game. I love this game. I've played it so many times. Uh Even though there are aspects of it that are very much not the kind of thing that I'm into. Like, when you're slinging saw blades at crazy zombie church. Yeah. Anyway, those of you who've played it will know what I mean. But yeah, 99 cents for this one as well. There are a ton of bundles and stuff. You should own and play the Half-Life games. Hammy. This is basically Super Monkey Ball. You're in this little hamster ball and you're going around and you're collecting these little diamonds and making your way to the end of the level. Sounds simple, sounds easy. It's not. Try it. Bet you won't. Uh it gets really, really frantic and hard, and also there's a time chase, like you have to make it in a certain amount of time. Um and it gets increasingly hard but it's a lot of fun. So if you like Super Monkey Ball, this is similar to the main quest in Super Monkey Ball. Not the mini games, like those are different and fun also, but like this is like the main story part of Super Monkey Ball. It's 49 cents for the Hammy. Hamsterdam. This one is crazy that it's this cheap. But you are a kung fu hamster who goes around and kung fu's all of the evil bad animals. And yeah, it's won a lot of awards apparently. Um, I've played it. It's pretty darn impressive what this game is and what it can do. Um, but yeah, I don't know who knows about this game even. Yeah, 72 people, but it's very positively rated. Yeah, you go around and you just beat the ever loving crap out of whomever and try to make it and survive. Yeah, ton of different stuff in this game, and it's cheap. It's 99 cents for the Hamsterdam. Uh let's see, Hero Siege. Now, this one's a little bit controversial. You'll see mixed reviews because they changed something. They changed the core aspect of the game. I might have reviewed this before they made that change, and so I don't know. Maybe you'll enjoy it, maybe you won't. I don't remember what was changed. I wish I did. I'd have to go way back and look it up. But yeah, no can do. Or not no can do, no will do, because have so many games to focus on. Uh Come on, show actual gameplay. Bruv. Drives me crazy when, yeah, there we go. That's what we're talking about. All the crazy, hacky, slashy business through hordes and tons of enemies. Yeah. So this is an action roguelike that I think got more like Vampire Survivors, which is why I think people got upset with it. I still think it's pretty fun. But that all depends on whether or not I played it before or after they made the changes. Who knows? Who knows indeed. Horde of Penty. This one is super fun. So Horde of Penty is a twin stick shooter where you go through the levels. There are all these baddies trying to kill you. But all these walls and stuff can move. And so like flipping these walls to use as barriers and as cover when your enemies are shooting at you, that's what it has to be. So you're just constantly moving and shooting. Very twin sticky, very fun. Um, Fairly difficult in the later levels. I would make it through the first few levels and then just start dying immediately. That's kind of how it goes for me. It is 74 cents. Yeah, says controller is or requires a controller, keyboard and mouse not supported. Ooh, there you go. I love playing this kind of stuff with a controller anyway. Cause like twin stick, not twin WASD. Um Iron Fisticle. We've already talked about the Iron Cryptical with its multiple different with its ability to play multiplayer and whatnot. This is basically the same game, just not as many bells and or whistles. But yeah, Iron Fisticle is non-stop dungeon crawly twin sticky shootery fun. It's a lot of fun. I love this game, and it's 98 cents. If you play this one, you'll enjoy it. If you play it and enjoy it, you'll want the sequel. If you get the sequel, it'll cost you another couple of bucks. Not that much, actually. Just Cause. Okay, I have played all the way through this game. All of its missions, you're helping overthrow governments in South and Central America. Which, like, look at the things that you get to do. It's very much like look wise, very like um Grand Theft Auto Vice City is the best comparison for like graphically what it looks like, but there's so much more action in it. The Just Cause games are all about action, and as you know, cool guys don't look at explosions. They don't. They just turn their heads and walk away. Yeah. Anyway, 97 cents for a game that lets you play out action movie sequences. You could do some crazy stuff in this game. Even more crazy stuff in Just Cause 2. And the most crazy stuff that I've ever seen in Just Cause 3, and I haven't played Just Cause 4, so I can make no comment on that one. But yeah, Just Cause, that's a lot of game. Little Tennis. I really like this game. Um, it's is pretty silly because it's just tennis and you're a little pill. Um, but you do get to choose like what kind of surface you're playing on. What let's see, because there are clay courts, I know. Yeah, there's more to this game than you'd think, and I don't know, it's just a simple little tennis game that I happen to enjoy, even though you're like a pill with hands. It's 49 cents for a little tennis game. I like it. I don't know if anybody else does. This one, though, LocoSoccer Classic. It used to be just called LocoSoccer because there's a LocoSoccer 2, which I haven't played yet, but I think I own it. I'm pretty sure. I'll get around to reviewing it at some point. Anyway, but yeah, the fun thing about this game is that it's insane. So your players just sort of tumble around all over the field, and it makes it really hard to advance the ball and whatnot. And the ball just bounces like crazy everywhere. Um, it's got a little bit of a learning curve if you're going to play against the CPU. If you're going to play against, because you can play like a bunch of multiplayer. I forget how many multiple players you can get in on this, but it's quite a few. And and then everybody just goes nuts. It's very much not like actual soccer in a lot of ways, but it's also uh sort of like soccer in a lot of ways. It's fun and funny, and it's 79 cents. Minecart Adventures, I know for a fact, is a mobile game. Like, this is Earl's Minecart Adventures. And so the whole thing is exactly what it looks like. You are jumping between tracks on in your little minecart, making your way through, trying not to die, but also picking up gold along the way. And it gets pretty hard as you go along. And I had more fun with it than I thought I was gonna. So yeah, it's one of those budget games where you're like, is this gonna be fun? And then you get into it and you're like, yeah, it's fun. It really is. So yeah, fun with the Earl's Minecart Adventures, which is free to play. Yeah, it used to cost you money. It used to cost you upwards of 49 cents. Montaro and Montaro RE. There are two Montaro games. I'm just showing the one this time. You play as a corgi who jumps and steals girls' pantsu. Yeah, you like literally steal girls' underwear as this dog. and then you mix it up with birds, and when you mix it up with birds, they try and get revenge on you. I know that none of what I'm saying makes any sense, but I will tell you, this is an extremely, yeah, see, he just stole her panties. Anyway, it's an extremely casual game with a banging soundtrack, like a really, really good soundtrack, and a ton of unlockables, and it's super just casual fun. Yeah. So, not bad for 79 cents. Anyway, Notebook Artillery. This is exactly what it sounds like. I like it when you see what a game is saying it is, and then you're like, I hope it's what it says it is, and then it is. Yeah. So this is one of those ones where you determine the angle of your shot and the power of your shot, and then you go up against the CPU or another person, and you try to take them out. And it's really fun because it's exactly what it sounds like. And it's all like this hand-drawn notebook paper type of thing. 99 cents for a game that's really fun. Over 9,000 zombies. This remains the only game that I have ever played with one of my channel's viewers. Because yeah, I reviewed it and one of my channel's viewers was like, "Hey, I own that game. Do you want to play?" And then he friended me on Steam, and then we played a round of it, and then he saw that he was much better at it than me, and then we didn't play anymore. But it was fun. It was a good time. So you'll have these like massively crazy rounds of zombies, and then you'll have these periods of calm during which you have to build up your fortifications, put down turrets and whatnot to help you stay alive, and then upgrade your guns and whatnot, and pick up ammo and stuff and supplies. It's very simple idea, very like intense as it gets going. 55 cents is really fun. 83 cents you can get a 2-pack, and like I say, this has online multiplayer. So, yeah, you can play it with friends, and it's really fun. Uh Portal. You know what Portal is. You got to think with portals. You take your portal gun and portal it up. This was the Half-Life 2 tech demo that became its own game. And we all know, like, uh, come on. Bah. We all know basically how it goes. You shoot a portal onto the wall, and then you run through it and show up on the other side of the portal. This whole thing, it is an action platforming puzzler with tons of physics, and it's 99 cents. And guess what else is 99 cents? Portal 2, which is even more of a complete game than Portal 1, and it's yeah, is really interesting and fun, as was the original. So there you go. Portal 2 and Portal, just 99 cents a piece. This next one also is exactly what it sounds like. Prison Chainball Massacre. So you are a prisoner, and you look, it's very top down. See, you're the one with the black and white stripes, and you have your chain ball attached to you, and the guards are coming to try and take you out, but you start swinging your prison chain ball around, and you just massacre everybody. And then you can upgrade your prison chain ball by collecting money from all the guards that you kill. uh it gets very frantic and crazy, and it's a super fun game, a very simple concept, but a super fun indie game. I have been touting the benefits of this game for a long time. It's 99 cents and very, very fun. Uh, yeah, Project Snaqe. This is like Snake that you used to play on your phone back in the day, only it's got some boulder dash elements, and it's other stuff as well. Like cuz you got to mine out these things, these little gold bits and whatnot, and you've got a gun, and you got to kill all the mole people and whatnot. uh yeah, it's a whole thing. And then you're trying to stay alive while your snake gets longer and longer and longer. It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy game. It's a lot of fun. Uh, it's simple gameplay mechanics with some added things. Who doesn't like that, you know? You can take these classic formulas and just add something to them and end up with, an interesting new gaming experience for 59 cents. I like Project Snake. Let's see, Reigns. Oh, this is the game that I wish I had played with my brother before he passed away. Yeah, sorry, bringing the whole room down. But it is exactly the kind of thing that he would love. So you're playing as the king, and every decision you make matters. You can go one way or the other. You can yes or no. And here, let me pause. Every decision you make has an impact on the church, the people, the military, and the economy. And if the church gets too far out of whack, they'll kill you. If the citizens get too angry, they'll kill you. If the army gets too crazy, they'll kill you. If the economy goes in the toilet, they'll kill you over that. So, like, your job is to try and remain king for as long as possible, making yes or no decisions. It's very simple, but unbelievably effective. And yeah, you can play through generations of kings in a fairly short amount of time. It is 98 cents, and it's one of the most unique and interesting and fun things on Steam. Road Bustle. Road Bustle is exactly what it looks like. Yeah, Frogger, Crossy Road, what have you, except you have a jetpack. Yeah, but your jetpack doesn't last forever, and you don't want to like jetpack yourself into the moving ambulance or something where you're gonna just die. But yeah, it's there are tons of different vehicles and stuff. It's that simple classic game, but with some new bells and whistles added, which is something I like. 79 cents on the Road Bustle. Road Flash. Road Flash is basically Spy Hunter. Basically. Uh yeah, are you ready? Watch, it'll be basically Spy Hunter. So you're cruising down the road and you're shooting at people and you're trying not to die. Spy Hunter, basically. But it does have some other things. Like at a certain point, your car starts flying. Like your what's his name, Tracker from Mask. Where illusion is the ultimate weapon. Anyway, uh 77 cents for a really fun racing game that feels basically like Spy Hunter. Secrets of Deep Earth Shrine. Guess what? I think, yeah, free to play. So this one is kind of boulder dashy, kind of dig duggy. You got this jackhammer, and you can jackhammer things, but then also you got to try to not die, but then you can upgrade a ton of stuff. And it's really cool and fun because there's all these different elements of puzzling and platforming, and yeah, interesting, fun, and it's free, and all free today. Yeah, I'm definitely getting slap happy on this one. Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars, 74 cents for a really, really silly game about killing celebrities. And there's a ton of different weapons in this game and a lot of like recognizable celebrities. It's bonkers. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Absolutely. Yeah. So many, yeah. You should stop reading right now. 74 cents for the shooting stars. Very, very fun. Smithy. Smithy is a top-down shooter dungeon crawler. Uh, you're like a hamster, I think. A lot of hamster games in this. But there's a ton of weapons, ton of weapon upgrades. It gets very bullet hellish. Uh, and yeah, it's a really interesting game how they balanced out elements of dungeon crawling and twin stick shooting. So, yeah, really an interesting game for this price, 79 cents. Let's see, we're getting there. Super Bit Blaster XL. Yeah, there's also a Bit Blaster XL. This is the super one, get the super one. This comes to us from Atom Vision, the same people who made Ding Dong, and it's basically asteroids, but also like a bajillion times more crazy than asteroids, because there's all these crazy power-ups, and there's a ton of different ships, and yeah, things just get frantic and crazy on the screen. And yeah, you're just fighting to stay alive. Just fighting to stay alive. And it's yeah, it's so inventive and interesting, and there's so many different ways that it is so much more than the game that it was you know created from. Because asteroids, yeah, it's 99 cents. Asteroids is a little plain, although I still enjoy playing it, but this gets nutso bananas. um Super Jaguar. This is a classic platformer that's going to remind you of your Super Mario Bros. Or your Gianna sisters. Um, and yeah, it is in every way exactly that. Just a classic platformer with a few things that you haven't seen in the Mario games. Not that many, but you know what? Like I love a game that can that can pay a good tribute. Yeah, this is feeling very Super Mario 2, those boss battles. And the rest of the gameplay is very Super Mario 1. So yeah, there you go. It's very clony, but it's also very fun. Ba-da. There we go. And it's 49 cents. Tetrapunk is Tetris, but it's steampunky. And it plays this like electro swing in the background the whole time. And when you drag pieces close to the wall, they like make sparks like they're grinding on the wall and stuff. It's a really cool, and everything looks like Nixie tubes. It's a really cool effect on a classic game. um it's Tetris, but also steampunky. Anyway, and it's 49 cents. So yeah. Uh, Timberman is a simple concept, easy to learn, hard to master. So basically, you can chop on the right hand side of the tree or the left hand side of the tree. Just don't chop down and hit yourself in the head with one of the horizontal branches. So you have to switch sides that you're chopping on to get farther and farther in your chopping. And there's a ton of characters to unlock, and it's um a simple idea executed very well for 50 cents. Turbo Pug is an auto runner. um Here we go. Come on, Turbo Pug. Yeah. So, your little pug here auto runs across the screen. It's very Geometry Dash, very super bit runner, or what's that game, the auto runner? Bit runner, am I right? I'm wrong. I'm definitely wrong on that. Anyway, but it's an auto runner, very much in the vein of other auto runners you may have played, and it's fun. It's, got basically the same things that you'll see in other auto runners, buzzsaw blades, hidden things, disappearing platforms, etc., etc. Yeah, but auto runner for 99 cents on the Turbo Pug. Ubermosh Black. This game is very much like Akane. It's an arena shooter where there are so many. There's like 7 Ubermosh games. And I don't know whether or not they're all like this because I've only played this one. But basically, you've got a melee weapon, which is a really big sword, and then you've got a gun, uh, and you're just killing all the dudes in the arena, and they are trying to kill you. They really want to kill you bad, and they will stop at nothing to do so, and you'll die again and again and again, but you'll get deeper and deeper into the game the more you play it. It's a fun game, lots of killing and dying. It's 49 cents. And there's the whole Ubermosh collection, which, is several games, like I said. The Vagrant. This is another one of those ones where it's like, how did this end up in the under $1 category? Because this is, yeah, built on the Unreal Engine. It came out on the PS3, uh, and possibly the Vita and things like that. Um, Decent amount of fan service, as you can see. She doesn't wear a very big top, although she is very big on top, as are all the women in this. Like, look at all of these busty maidens. Ton of busty maidens in this game. But it's a hack and slash RPG-ish game, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Yeah, fan service notwithstanding. And for 79 cents, boy, that's a lot of game. And last but not least, Volleyball Fever Flat. This is yet another sports game. I've not featured too many sports games. But this one, you get to choose your dudes and make a volleyball team and then match up against the CPU, who also has a volleyball team, and then you just play volleyball. Except for there's some other like bits and bobs, bells and wrinkles, super abilities and whatnot that you can unlock for your players, and different unlockable players that you can get. It's a lot of interesting fun for not very much. So yeah, the Volleyball Fever is a really fun game, and it's 80 cents. Anyway, people, that will do it for this one. And it will do it for my guide to the Steam Summer Sale 2024. Hope you find some games that you like. Hopefully, I highlighted some things that are going to be interesting for you. That will do it for this one, people. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.